Hello and welcome to Vidra Embedded channel, and also welcome you to the series of video tutorials on STM32 based microcontrollers. Today I am going to show you how to get started with the STM32 based microcontroller boards. Let's get started. In the series of video tutorials I am going to use the Nucleo 64 based board, which is based on Nucleo G071RB from the ST Microelectronics. So if you look at some of the features of the Nucleo 64 board, on the top of the board we have a ST-Link V2, so which will be used for the both programming as well as for the debugging. And also the board provides the user button, which is in the blue color. So this is basically connected to PC13, and then we have one reset button which will be used to reset the microcontroller, and we have a green LED which is named as a LD4, which is basically connected to PFI. So apart from this, board also provides two kinds of headers. One is Arduino Uno based connector, and the other one is a Morpho connector. So if you don't have these Nucleo boards, you can use any board from the ST Microelectronics. For example, a Blue Pill board that is based on STM32F103, and you can also use any Discovery board from the ST Microelectronics. So before we moving on to the actual programming, so we need to download these two softwares, that is STM32Cube IDE, and also we need STM32G0 Cube firmware package. Suppose if you are using STM32F103 Blue Pill module, so you need to download the STM32F1 Cube firmware package. I'll show you how to download these. Now go to browser and then type STM32Cube IDE. So and click on this first link, and you need to download the STM32Cube IDE for Windows. Suppose if you are using other operating systems, for example like Mac, or if you are using a Linux based PCs, so you can download the appropriate one. You can click on the download button. So I have already downloaded this and installed in my PC. So what you have to do, once you have downloaded this, you need to extract it and double click to install the software. So I have done already. So once you have installed the software, you will able to see a STM32Cube IDE icon on the desktop. So double click to open this Cube IDE. So it will prompt for the workspace. So you need to create a folder and select that folder as a workspace, so where all the projects will be stored. I have created a folder under E drive, so that is named as a STM32 Nucleo 64 workspace. Okay, then click on launch button. So minimize the information center. So you can see here in the left hand side you have a project explorer, and the right hand side you have some options called outline and build, and in the bottom you have a console, and some other windows are also there. So and we have a build analyzer and stack analyzer. If you are not seeing these things, you can also go to Windows and you can able to click on the show view, and from here you can able to open any window if you required. Before we moving on to create the project, we need to download the STM32G0 Cube firmware package. So to download this, go to help and click on manage embedded software packages. So once it is open, make sure that you have selected as a STM32Cube MCU packages, and here you can see all the list of packages based on the series of microcontrollers are listed here. So you need to choose the one which is suitable for you. Suppose if you are using a Blue Pill module, so you need to download the STM32F1 based Cube firmware package. I am using the STM32G0. So expand this, and you will able to see all the versions of the Cube firmware packages. You need to install the latest version. So I have already done this. Suppose if you want to install this, click on this, and then you need to click on the install button, because I have already installed. The install now option is disabled now. Once you click on install, the Cube IDE will download the Cube firmware package, and it will automatically extract. And after the installation is completed, you will able to see a green mark here. That means you have successfully installed the Cube firmware package for your board. Now close this. I will show you how we can create a simple project, and then we'll blink the onboard LED. So to create a project, we can create a project in two different ways. You can click from here, that is create a new STM32 based project, or you can also go to file and then click on new and click on STM32 project. Now here you need to search for the part number. So I'm using STM32 G071 RBT6. So here the relevant part numbers are displayed here. So I am using the G071 RBT6. So click on this and click on next. Here we need to give a project name, so I'll name it as a Blink. Under the options, you need to select the target language as a C, and target binary type as a executable, and target project type is a STM32Cube. Click on next, and you need to select the Cube firmware package. So I'm using the latest version, that is version 1.4.1, and then click on finish. Click on yes. So once the project is created, so you will be switch to a prospective called STM32CubeMX, that is a device configuration tool. On the left hand side in the pinout and configuration tab, you will able to see all the peripherals that are associated with this microcontroller. So the first and foremost thing that we need to do is we need to configure the clock. So to configure the clock, go to clock configuration. So I'm using the internal oscillator, that is high speed internal oscillator, which is basically a 16 megahertz crystal. Now I want to run the board at 64 megahertz, that is the maximum H clock. So type the 64 and click on enter. So CubeID will automatically set this 64 megahertz. The maximum frequency of operation is 64 and it is set by the CubeID. Now go to the pinout and configuration. Now we will configure the LED. So the LED is connected to PFI. So here it is the PFI. Suppose if you are unable to find the pin number, you can click here and then search PFI and it will be highlighted here. So click on here and select as a GPIO output, and we can also rename this, or you can label this. So to label this, right click on this, enter user label. LED is green LED. Now go to clock configuration. So we have already set up the clock frequency to the maximum clock frequency of operation, that is 64 megahertz. Now go to the project manager. So here you can see that this is the project name and this is the workspace where we would like to save the code, and everything is set up here. And click on the code generation and make sure that you have selected the copy only the necessary library files. So that's all for the configuration, and then click on this button to generate the code. Remember my decision, click yes. Now CubeID will generate the code based on the configuration that we have done. Now we can see that the code is generated. So if you want to change the font, so you can do that. Go to Windows, click on Preferences, and then click here, type text, and click on Colors and Fonts. Expand the C++ editors and double click on this. So I will go with the console as, and then font size is around 13. Click OK and click on. Now you can see that the font is changed. Now we will blink the onboard LED with a delay of 500 milliseconds. So to do that, we are going to use the HAL libraries provided by the STM32 Cube IDE. So to know the what are the functions or the API calls which are associated with the GPIO, so you can go to the driver and also expand the STM32G0 HAL driver and then expand the SRC. And here you can see all the libraries or the HAL libraries is associated with the G0, and then click on this GPIO.c. And here you can see in the right side in the outline window, you will able to see all the functions which are associated with the GPIO. So the one which we are interested is the GPIO toggle pin. So this function, you can go and read this description here. So it will basically toggle the particular GPIO pin. So you can go to main.c, and here between the user code begin 3 and the user code end 3, you need to call the HAL underscore GPIO toggle, and the first parameter we need to pass, that is a GPIO port. So we have named that as a green LED GPIO port, and the pin is green LED pin, and then call the delay, and the delay function is HAL underscore delay, and the delay that is provided by this function is in terms of milliseconds. So we would like to toggle the LED with a delay of 500 milliseconds and then pass the 500. So save the code. Then we need to compile this code. So to compile the code, click on this hammer button, that is a build button. So click on this. You can see that the program is compiling. Now the code is compiled successfully without any errors and warnings. And you can also see in the right side in the build analyzer under the memory regions, you can check how much amount of the flash is used and how much amount of the RAM is used. Okay, around 1.55 KB of RAM is used and around 5.28 KB of flash is used. Connect your board. Now we will upload the code onto the board and then we'll see the output. So to upload the code onto the board, there are two ways. The first one is to click on this run button, or we can also go to the debug button. So for the first time we will go to the debug button. So click on this debug and then go to debugger. Make sure that the debug probe is selected as ST-Link and then click on OK. Now the perspective will be changed to another window called the debug perspective. Remember my decision, switch. So here we can able to debug our code. Now we can see that the program execution is halted at the main. Now if you want to upload the code, click on this resume button. So once you click on this resume button, the code will be uploaded onto the board and you will be able to see that the onboard LED is blinking with a delay of 500 milliseconds. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel.